Hi everyone, welcome back to our mobile app development series number 3. This is our final video on this series. And on today's video, we are going to talk about the third app which we developed, which is Morse Code Converter App for the Android Studio. I'm sure whether on the movies or on TV, you must have heard the sound similar to this. So that's a Morse code. And what it basically said on the sound was, let's learn about Morse code. So basically, we built an app which translates the words into code, which consists of dots and dashes. And on our today's agenda, on our presentation, we are going to go through introduction about Morse code, current applications, project overview, the user interface design, the core logic. We will have a live demonstration of our app through Android Studio. We will talk about challenges and learnings, and then we will conclude our presentation. So let's begin. So what is Morse code? It was developed in 1830s by Samuel Morse and Alfred Vail. The Morse code was originally designed for the telegraphy. It was slightly different than what the other system that existed at that time. It was a communication system using dots and dashes. For example, the hello everyone sounds like this. And as you can see after the dash, that's how it looks in a Morse code. Here's the sound. So that means hello everyone in Morse code. The main idea behind the Morse code when they worked on it was to create a system that used signs other than letters and the numbers, and they assigned those dots and dashes for particular letters and numbers. The Morse code, as it became to be known, revolutionized communication by allowing messages to be transmitted efficiently over long distances. Originally, the Morse code was visually transmitted through telegraph keys and receivers. However, operators soon realized that they could interpret the code audibly, listening for the distinctive sounds of the dots and dashes, allowing for faster and more efficient communication. So the invention of the Morse code and the advent of radio telegraphy in early 20th century brought the Morse code into new domains. Aviation pioneers used the Morse code for radio communication, enhancing air traffic control and navigation. Pilots and air traffic controllers became proficient in Morse code, ensuring safe and efficient communication in the skies. It was also popular in maritime communication. Um, they used flashing signal lamps, which allowed the ships to communicate over long distances visually. With the development of radio telegraphy, Morse code became the standard for maritime communication and enabling ships to send distress signals messages across vast oceans. So what was the idea of building the converter app? The Morse code, even though we have internet, our world is more connected through phone calls, it's still relevant in several industries, including aviation, maritime, and amateur radio. It was also a fun project for me, um, just to create a simple app which translates words into Morse codes. So it was a fun project to come up with. And the goal of building this app was to make encoding and decoding accessible on mobile. So this is how standard Morse code looks like. The letter A is just a dot and dash. The letter B is a dash and three dots. And it goes on. Where are the current Morse codes used? So in aviation, as we mentioned earlier, it's used in navigational aids and radio beacons for precise airspace communication. In amateur radio, it's popular still among hams for contest and global communication. In military and emergency services, general public, it appears in gadgets, jewelry, fashion as a culture symbol of resilience. It's also used in assistive technology for disabled persons. It enables people with motor impairments to input text on device and computers. This is how it looks, the international Morse code. The length of a dot is 1 unit, the dash is 3 units, the space between the parts of same letters is 1 unit, the space between letters is 3 units, the space between words is 7 units. It describes letters as well as the numbers. Let's look at our project. So we built it on Android Studio using Java and Kotlin. It converts plain text, we just type it, and it converts to Morse. And from Morse, we can convert back to the regular words. In other words, encoding and decoding. And we used a very simple user interface for quick testing and messaging. This is how our app looks like on the phone. It has input and output, just 3 buttons. Encode, you just put the text. Decode, from Morse code to text. Clear, you just reset the fields. Plus, we did edit text to allow copy paste for messaging apps. What was the core logic? We used Morse map for the letters A to Z, numbers 0 to 9, space Morse. In the reverse Morse map, we use the Morse characters, which are dots and dashes. What functions did we use? We use encode text, iterates input, appends Morse. We also use decode text, which splits Morse by space, maps back, and then clear text resets the fields. This was a little information, a background about Morse code, and our next video is going to be a live demo.